Hello everyone, and welcome back to Simple You. I am really excited to do this week's video, but before I get started, I just wanted to really quickly thank my brother Aaron for getting started on this adventure with me. I'm so excited to have him doing this with me. It puts me a little bit more at ease, and I know he's really busy, has a lot going on, so it means a lot to me that he's doing this with me. Also, welcome to everyone who is new this week. We've gotten so many new subscribers and I am so thrilled about it. So thank you for that. We really appreciate it. Okay, hi you guys. I'm sorry to interrupt this video, but as I was editing, I was realizing that I left out something kind of important. Yesterday as I was filming, I truly thought that this was gone and that it wasn't a problem anymore, but now I'm looking at it like, oh my gosh, it's really bad. Last week I got some oral surgery done and I still have quite a bit of swelling and bruising left from that. So if you're noticing that in this video at all, that's what it is all about. And I'm sorry, hopefully it should be gone in the next couple of days. That surgery wrecked my face. So I am just trying to be patient with this process and let it heal in its own time, but it should be gone hopefully soon and it will not be making an appearance in any more of my videos. So just so you guys know, that's what that's all about. Thank you for being patient with me, and let's get back to the video. So for my first video this week, I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how I curl my hair. In the last week since we started this channel, I've had so many people asking me how I curl my hair. I actually did a video on this on my Facebook page a while back and it had such a good response. A lot of people sent me pictures of how they had tried it and loved it, and it was so much fun for me. So I'm hoping that everyone on YouTube will love it as much as they loved it there. It's so simple and I almost feel silly doing this because it's truly the easiest curling routine ever, but it does give a different look and I think that's what a lot of people are looking for right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so to start off, my biggest trick is that I split my hair in half. No matter where it's parted. Today I decided to part it a little bit further over just because I wanted to have a little bit more volume on my thicker side. So I parted a little bit farther over, but no matter where it's parted, I just part it pretty much down the middle of the back of my head. If you feel like your hair is so thick and so unmanageable, or you just feel like, how am I supposed to curl the back of my head, or whatever you're worried about, once you split your hair in half, feel it. And just feel, okay, I can do this. This is an amount of hair I can handle. If you take it half at a time, it makes your life so much easier. So just try that and feel the difference between just 2 ponytails and 1 ponytail. It will make all the difference in the world. Once I've done that, I take the thick side of my hair and I just tie it up with a scrunchie, just so that it's out of my way while I do this side. Now here comes the super silly part. I seriously use this. This is the Conair. I think it's 1.5 inches, and this has been one of my favorite curling irons I've ever had. I've had a lot of professional ones and they have all broken or they have all gone haywire and about burnt my hair off, so I am really sticking with this. This is just the Conair. It's super cheap. You can find it just about anywhere, but it does the trick for me. But regardless of whatever tools you have, just use what you have. Don't worry about getting exactly the same thing that I or anybody else have. Make it work, whatever you've got. Under your sink, in your bathroom, wherever you have it, just pull it out and try this. So for starters, let's talk about sectioning. I always like to start in the back just to get it out of the way, and I take a section about this big every time. You don't need super small sections to make this work. I like bigger sections because it means bigger, looser curls. So I'm going to start with this section back here. Now, to be perfectly honest, what I normally do with this hair on the daily basis is I put it in my mouth to hold it. But for the sake of this video, so that I can be talking to you while I work, I'm just going to use a clip, and you can do that either way. Whatever works best for you. So once I have this section back here, I'm going to take my curling iron and I'm just going to start at the very top and I'm going to clip it and roll it. And I'm going to let the top sit for a second because I feel like the top of my hair takes so much longer to curl than the bottom. So let it sit and hold it in and keep moving it down. At the very end, of course, I leave about 1.5 inches of the end of my hair out of the curling iron so that it doesn't give it that super curly whirly look. So as you can see, that's where we're at. Let it sit for about 10 seconds and then release it. Another huge trick is that you don't want to touch it. Once you have your curl, don't touch it, let it set, let it cool, because then that way your hair can really form into that curl and really get the hold that you're looking for. So continuing on, I'm going to take the next section, which will be another lower section and another bigger section. So I'm going to clip this hair off and get going with this piece. And I'm going to show you again. I get started at the top and I do a quick roll. And then I do that again and let this sit for just a second. And then I kind of quickly roll up the bottom and leave out about 1.5 inches at the end. And you can, depending on how long your hair is, you can leave out more or less than I do. If you have quite a bit shorter hair, just leave out more. That way you don't get that super tight curl look. And if you have longer hair, then you can leave out less, or you can still leave out more, whatever works for you. I'm just gonna keep moving. And I'll do one more and show you guys one more curl on this side. And then we'll speed this up for you. So on these hairs, again, I start at the very top, at the very root of my hair. I want to get my curls all the way to the top because they do fall so much that if I started about halfway through, my curls would just be a lot looser than I want them to be. So I'm just gonna keep curling that. And then I leave about that much out on the ends. And let that sit for about 10 seconds. I'm just gonna do these pieces really quickly and get them done as fast as I can. Okay, here's another really quick trick for you. Now that I have this side curled, something that I always tell people is that if you have breakage, I say embrace it, work with it, make it work for you. As far as my breakage goes, I have quite a bit of it. And so when I see this breakage, all I do is I just throw a little bit of curl in it. You don't want to do anything too crazy, but give it something so that when that is curled, it can be held back with the other curls and it doesn't just hang out flat and look dead next to your face. Now that this side is finished, I'm gonna try and leave it. I already pulled it out a little bit, but I always try and leave it for as long as I can and do this side and let this side set for a minute. So I'm gonna move on to this side. And again, I'm gonna start with a big section on the bottom. So a section about this big. And I'm gonna do the same exact thing with that. I'm gonna start at the top. And I'm gonna give it a little twist. Let it sit. And then continue to work my way down that strand. I like to touch my hair as it's curling so that I can tell. You always want to be aware of how hot your hair is getting. Heat can damage your hair so quickly and it's just not worth it. So make sure that you are touching your hair to make sure that it's not getting too hot. Okay, so now that most of this side is finished, I saved one piece out so that I can show you guys how I do it on the top. Because I know I showed you a lot of pieces on the bottom, but the top is just a little bit different because it's higher up on your head. So you are truly going to be putting the iron that close to your scalp and getting that curl started as close to the root as you can. So again, just put it in there and slowly work your way through the top section. And then quickly roll up the bottom, leave out the ends and let it sit for about 10 seconds, all while feeling your hair to make sure it's not getting too hot. So now that I have my George Washington curls, I know this isn't the cutest look, but now that they've gotten to sit and cool a little bit, I'm just gonna run my fingers through them and they'll just loosen up just enough so that they look a lot softer. So run your fingers through all of your hair, kind of decide where you want your part for the day, and then that's pretty much it. So here is your finished product, and remember that as the day goes on it will fall a little bit, it will get a little more loose, and if you want to keep this hold, make sure you spray it with a little bit of hairspray. But for me, I don't spray it with anything, I just leave it because I want my hair to do whatever it wants to do. I kind of want to give it some freedom and not have it be super held down or sticky or dirty. So I just let it be, I don't put anything on it, and that way it can just do what it wants throughout the day. I hope that answered some of your questions about my daily hair curling routine, but before I go, I also want to throw on a little lip color. I'm about ready to go out for the day, so I'm going to put on a little bit of one of my favorite colors from Lip Sense. This is Bombshell. It's a super light, shimmery, soft, summery pink. So I'm going to apply this so that I can complete my look and be ready to go. So when I'm applying my Lip Sense, I always start with super clean lips. So I just get a makeup wipe and wipe off any excess makeup that might be there or anything else that may have settled on my lips. Once I let them dry from washing them, I apply 3 super thin layers of my color and then apply my glossy gloss. Now that I've applied my 3 layers of color, my glossy gloss, this lipstick isn't going to go anywhere all day. So I can rub my lips and nothing comes off, and I can smudge it and nothing comes off. So this is pretty much my favorite product ever, and if you guys ever have any questions about it or want to know how you can get your hands on some, let me know in the comments below and I will reach out to you about getting you some. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this video was helpful, and I hope that you guys got some good tips and tricks for curling your hair. Let me know if you have any other questions about this routine or if you have any other videos that you would like to see. Thank you again so much for taking the time to watch this, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!